Looks like I'm live. Let's just see if I have, if you can hear me. So let me turn this on. Let's see. There's always the thing here. Looks like I'm live. Oh, good. Let's just see if I have. Hi, everyone. Dallas Piana here from Coaching Scaling Secrets and Strategies using Facebook for another education training, letting you know like a trick, a tip, something to make your life easier as you build your business online using Facebook. Today, we're going to talk about content distribution, okay? And how to get your content out to more people without creating more content, okay? So, what do I mean by that? So, think about it. First of all, you've got, if you have your, let's just say a news feed, your news feed on Facebook. So if you post content, if somebody is on at that time, they may see it. It may kind of run into their news feed. But let's say you posted content this morning, and I get on now, which is, 3, 4 hours later. I'm going to scroll through my news feed to see what's happening. And I may never see what you posted this morning because I'm scrolling down maybe 20 posts, maybe up 20 posts. I'm not going way back in my news feed. So the chances might be that I don't see it. Okay. So they say less than 20%, it's even down to like 7% of your friends or your members in your group see your post. Okay, so that's to consider. Business pages, no one is really seeing your post over there unless you're paying for ads. Okay, and then talk about your email list. The number of people that are actually opening their email and checking their email is anywhere, it's around 22%. Some people it's higher, some people it's lower. Okay. So what you really want to do is when you create a piece of content, and when I say create a piece of content, it's providing value out to your following, your audience, right? Your visitors, people that are your prospects, people that could be your clients, providing value out there in the form of a post or in a live. You want to get as much eyeballs on that particular piece of content um, so that people start getting attracted to you, start liking you, start trusting you, start following you, and start seeing that you are an authority in your industry, in your field, right? So the best way to do this is every time you have a piece of content, and I'm going to first talk about lives and then I'm going to talk about posts because you do different things for each one. You want to take the time, which is probably like 15 minutes more, and push it out to more people. You want to do that prior to going live, right up to going live, and after going live. So let's talk about how to promote and distribute your content doing a live. So if you're on my email list and you do open my emails, you will notice that I actually put out an email a day before I go live. So on Tuesday, if I go on live on Wednesday, I send out a very short email letting people know I'm going live tomorrow, what time, what time zone, where, and I have a link to where I'm going live. And I say the topic, and I hope to see you there. So I'm like planting a seed in people, and I am actually, this is what's happening, okay? So that either people are scheduling it in if they like what I have to say, or they will be kind of aware that I go live on Wednesday at 11 o'clock and they may join, okay? Hi, Amanda. So that's one thing I do. The other thing I do is the morning of going live, an hour prior, I send out an email, an hour, reminding people I'm going to be going live in an hour. That's it. Title, and that's it. Okay. So I'm trying to reach people not only through email, but also I'm putting a post up, a image post on my personal page that I'm going live the morning of. And I do an event image and do an event in my group the day before, and we invite, now you can invite up to 1,000 people. So we invite all, 1,000 people to the live. So that's another way to get people see that you're going to go live. All right. So you want to get as much exposure as you can for people coming on live. All right. What do I do afterwards? Most times or you can do, is after you go live, is you can send out an email and say, did you see, did you get, were you on? This is what, I just went live this morning or yesterday on how to get content out to more people so you don't have to create more content. Click here, and I would put the URL in the email. Click here, it brings them right to the live so they don't have to look around, and they can watch my content. Okay, I want exposure. I want people to see that I'm an authority. I know what I'm talking about. I know how to build a business on Facebook. Okay, so that's what you want to be doing. So use your email for sure. Another way you can do it is you can send out a post, like a call out post, who hasn't seen, and the name of your live. Okay, and so it's more like a hype. Oh, I haven't seen it. I better see it. Comment below. And so you're creating engagement underneath your call out post. The people are raising their hand saying, I want to see this. Okay, so that's another way of getting exposure. Who else is on here? Say hi. Hi, you guys. Say hi. And let's see. Hey, Radiance. Nice to see you. Okay, so that is another way you can do it. You can also, if you do a content in a post, pin the post to the top of your group. Okay, so when people are entering, they're seeing a post and they're seeing, hi, Falone, that they're seeing your post and they're more likely to read it. Okay, you want to get eyeballs on it. The other thing I do with a live is I immediately afterwards, my assistant, Patricia, who many of you have met, she will move my live up into the guide section, which is kind of like the file cabinet behind the group. So, and it's organized back there. So if people want to binge watch on our Facebook Lives, they can go back there instead of trying to scroll through your news feed to find your lives or your content. Okay. And you can also put back there posts that you think are really worthy of, for people to read. You can put them back there. I have a section on resources back there, which is more kind of words, text instead of a live. Definitely use that as well. The other thing I recommend is that you upload your Facebook Live to YouTube. If you have a YouTube channel, absolutely. Grab the URL and, put it into a YouTube channel and start building your library there. So if people are more into YouTube, which, millions and billions of people are, and they're searching for what you have to offer, they'll find your video. Okay. You can also take the URL and you can actually, if you're doing it in your group, you can, this is something new that I'm doing, is that I decided that the day after I am going to post that live in my personal page. Because remember, I am attracting people over to my personal page first and then moving them into a group. So I have like 3,000 people on my personal page that may not be in the group. So I want to share the live or the content with them as well. You didn't know that about the guides? Rachel, it used to be called units, okay? But now they changed the name. It's called guides. Yeah, you can go back there and binge watch. A lot of people are doing it. Now, just remember, most people in your industry are not putting out content, okay? The person that puts out the most content, educates the most, will get the most clients attracted to you, okay? If you're teaching and you're sharing and you're putting out content and you're attracting people to you to watch what you're doing, you are building an authority, and more people will raise their hand and say, I want to work with you. Okay. So you definitely want to do that. Now, if you have LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, share the URL over in those areas as well. If you have great posts, what you want to do, you can use your insights in your group and see what post is getting the most reactions and actually repost those over in LinkedIn. Okay, you can actually take the URL from it and post it in Twitter if you're using Twitter, because I know that there's a limit on characters. It's not, I think it's up to 300 now characters, but you can definitely, if that's your thing as well. Instagram, you can make I'm not into Instagram, but share your content over there as well. Okay, and also upload it to your business page, even though nobody is seeing it there. People are checking you out. People are going to check you out all over the place. Okay, so just put your content out. You want to distribute it as much as you can. You can also take your lives and send it to a company called Rev. Somebody write this down in the comment. It's rev.com. Write it down in the comments if you would, someone. That is a transcription service, and for, I think it's $1 a word, that they will transcribe your live into text, and then you just take that text and you can actually create an article from it. You can create a post from it. If you have a website and you have a blog, you can upload it to there. You can also upload your lives, you guys, to your blog. Have an area where you're showcasing your education through your lives. You can do that over there. So really move your content out wherever you have a social media platform or a presence. Okay. And then, of course, I definitely use your email to get people to watch it and then return back to see it if they haven't seen it. Okay. What questions do you guys have? Any questions? The other thing, if you're doing a podcast, just if you did the live this week and you do the podcast on Friday, just carry the content over. You don't have to create new content. You will have a different audience on the podcast than you do watching your live. Also know most people watch your lives in the replay. Okay, so don't think that you have, oh my God, only 4 people are on here. More people will hop on later and catch the replay. A lot of people are working during the day. If you go live in the middle of the morning, they'll catch it when they come home. And some people have said when we pushed out the event, they say, is there a replay? So I've tagged my assistant so that she can tag those people who said, is there a replay? As soon as this is over, she will tag those people so it'll show up in their notification that it's ready for viewing when they have time. Okay? So you can do that as well. Okay? So you want to take that one piece of content and not both your post and your live and push it out and get as much eyeballs on it, exposure as possible. Okay? The more exposure you get, the more attraction you'll get, the more people will start to trust and like you and get to know you. Okay? And then decide they either want to follow you more because you're full of incredible information. Educate, educate, educate. Okay? All of you guys who are you are teachers. You're teacher. Teach, 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 teach. Give it away. Small bits of chunks of information, okay? People are so busy on their phone, they'll stop and read it quickly, but then they're on to the next. Remember, this is addiction here. It's like crack. People are just like addicted to it. So they're not going to stop and then say, okay, I've got to implement this now. Most people don't. Maybe 1% do. But this is how you start to plant seeds in the people that you're attracting to you, your ideal clients. Okay, so let's just go over that again. What I do have for you, if you want, I have a content distribution checklist. Okay, so if you want this checklist, write checklist below, and I'll get your email address over in the DM, and I'll send you out the checklist. Okay, so what you want to do is you print off this checklist, which I just described, and you want to go through it an hour before you're live, afterwards, how are you distributing it? Make sure that you're distributing both your lives and your content and using these ways, okay, until it becomes a routine. For me, you'll see if you are really using Facebook to build your business or any kind of social media platform, you need checklists. You need systems in place. Okay? Either for yourself or something that you can hand off to your assistant so that they can do, okay? So that you expand your reach, get more exposure. It's all about exposure. Okay, so Filoni, you want the checklist. Great, great, great. Okay, so if there's not, let me just check to see if there's any questions. I hope this is making sense, you guys. Let me look at the look at the look at the comments here. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, so this is a gem. This is a gem. You know, I learned this years ago, and you definitely want to put something like this in place. Don't skip on this, okay? It will pay off in the long run. Remember, this is all compounding on top of each other, okay? These are all things that you've got to add into your Facebook marketing strategy, okay? All right, you guys. So have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.